You think the screen calms your child, but it doesn't. It teaches them to shut off feelings instead of handling them. In this video, you'll see exactly what your child's brain learns in that very moment. Imagine you're sitting in a restaurant. Your child starts to fuss, their voice getting higher, and you feel the eyes of everyone in the room turning toward you. Almost instantly, you reach for your phone. The screen lights up. Your child goes quiet. You breathe a sigh of relief, finally, peace. But a thought flashes through your mind. I know I shouldn't, but I have to right now. That moment looks harmless, and it happens every day. But that is exactly when your child's brain is learning something very specific. It's not about the screen. It's about how to process emotions. And once you understand what's really happening, you will never look at a quiet child the same way again. It always starts like this, in a small moment you don't even think about. Imagine a crowded restaurant. Your child starts to cry, and your first instinct is to hand them the phone before those judgmental eyes in the room can even turn your way. You don't do it because they need the screen. You do it because you want the chaos to end fast. Too fast. Your child's brain registers a link. When distress hits, an external fix appears instantly. You didn't respond to them. You replaced the moment.
Do you realize that by chasing silence, you're taking away their chance to sit with discomfort? You just wanted them to stop, and your child's brain registers that instantly. It looks like calm, but look closer. When your child stops crying the moment they see the screen, it's only because a dopamine spike has hijacked their attention. You might think, wow, it works, they're quiet now. But their emotional processing was just bypassed. It's not calm. Your child didn't learn to self-regulate, their brain learned to escape. Do you realize you're building a dependency instead of emotional strength? And that changes everything about how they react the next time they feel upset. It looks like calm, but look closer. This silence isn't real peace. It's a distraction. When you hand over that screen, you aren't helping your child process their pain. You're just disconnecting them from it. Do you realize you're trading your child's long-term growth for a few minutes of quiet? The truth is, your child isn't getting better. They are just learning to escape. And the cost of this silence is higher than you think. The tantrum isn't the problem, the missing practice is. Every time your child feels sad or bored, their instinct is to reach for a screen, instead of learning to sit with their own emotions. Have you ever wondered why, as they get older, they become even harder to soothe? Again, the truth is, the neural pathways for frustration tolerance are never built. You aren't calming your child. You're removing the training. When focus is replaced by instant stimulation, self-control fades and dependency grows. Do you really want them to grow up without the ability to soothe their own pain? These behaviors won't just shrink, they're building. That silence feels like relief. It feels like success. When your child sits still for hours with a tablet, you finally get that moment of peace you've been desperate for. You tell yourself, at least they're not bothering me right now. But look again. Look closer. What you see as good behavior is actually just the temporary disappearance of emotion. You didn't calm your child. You trained them to escape. Do you realize you're trading your child's resilience for a few minutes of quiet? And what they learn now will show up later. The screen was never the real problem. It's how you use it in those tiny moments that shapes how your child handles emotions. There are parents who react simply to kill the noise. And then there are parents who are brave enough to stay present in that moment. Remember, calm is not silence. Calm is a skill that is learned, not a switch that is flipped. When was the last time you handed your child the phone? And in that moment, what were you really trying to avoid? If you want to dive deeper into how a child's brain actually learns, stay with us on this channel. Your child won't remember what was on the screen, but their brain will remember exactly how you handled that moment.